Hello, Matthew Harvey here, author of the Bernicia Chronicles, the Time for Sword series, and soon, Dark Frontier. And speaking of which, I just received the copy edits back for Dark Frontier this morning, so that's my day sorted, maybe tomorrow too, we'll see. Not a huge number of comments at this stage, as it's already after the structural edits, which did take quite a long time. I did quite a lot of rewrites before, or just after Christmas, and yeah, so it's looking good. The copy editor has picked up on some annoying timeline issues that I'd managed to miss. So I'm now trying to work out how to fix that, make sure people can get to where they're going on time and things like that. So that's what I've been thinking about at the moment. But other than that, it doesn't look like there's huge numbers of changes needed, so it shouldn't take me more than a day or two, which is great. In other news, I'm up to about 93,000 words of the first draft of the Bernicia Chronicles book 10. And yeah, that's been a bit of a challenge, but I feel, like I said a couple of weeks ago, I feel like the final sort of stretch is kind of mapped out, although every now and again I get to another bit and I think, oh, does this really make sense, and how can I make it make sense, and how can I make sure that people's thought processes seem real and get to where I want them to get to. It's quite plot heavy, which I don't know, actually. I mean, I was thinking about my previous books. I think that most of the books are quite plot heavy, really. But this one feels quite intricate. There's lots of things going on, lots of moving parts. So how to tell that story and make sure that everything comes together in a satisfying way and sort of makes sense is a real challenge. But anyway, I'm getting there. Probably another, 7 or 8 chapters to go. So probably going to be somewhere in the region of 120,000 words in that first draft, and then moving on to edits. So my date for actually delivering that book isn't until I think June. So I'm on track, no problems there as far as I can see. Hopefully that should be all good. And then who knows what's next. Last week Stephen Mackay and I interviewed, just checking that Blue is following. I don't know if you can see him there. Here he comes, for those who wish to see Blue. So yeah, Stephen and I interviewed CJ Box, the American novelist. He's had a couple of TV series made out of his books as well. He's very prolific, sold over 10 million books, and a really nice guy, and was really interesting interview. So I think that's coming out tomorrow on the podcast. So Rock Paper Swords, check it out tomorrow. And on that note, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast if you listen to it, and let people know if you think they might be interested. Share away and keep spreading the news. As always, thanks to everyone who's a patron on my Patreon, and don't forget that Rock Paper Swords has got its own Patreon page now as well, where you can get advance access to the podcast episodes. So I think the CJ Box one is there already for people who sign up as producers, and if you're signed up as a top fan, or in fact any of the tier, there's only 2 tiers at the moment, you get a bonus episode every month as well. There's already one there for this month, which is the first month, talking about, or me and Stephen talking about David Gemmell, and especially his book Legend, which we're both big fans of. And I think that's probably about it. So yeah, I'm going to carry on my lunchtime walk, then go back, carry on with the copy edits, and then push ahead with the Bernicia Chronicles book 10, probably from tomorrow onwards. Tomorrow we've got another interview set up. We're going to be interviewing Douglas Jackson, the historical novelist. about his Roma books, and also Blood Roses, which is his new Second World War thriller. And we've got plenty of other great authors lined up and other guests on Rock Paper Swords. So thanks to everyone for watching, and thanks for your support as ever. Have a great day and happy reading, and it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from Blue.